With how hard defense has been this year in Madden 26, I know you guys are looking for a full defensive breakdown, so I got y'all with this Jags defensive breakdown. Make sure you check the description. I made a Google Doc with all these written setups, and then this video is going to be a reference point to kind of see how to run it and kind of the thought process behind it. I hope you get something out of this. I hope it helps, and enjoy. So here in the play call screen, just a few things before we get into the actual plays. In terms of abilities, you're going to want double or nothing on all your defensive linemen. This is really going to help you with sheds and get into the passer. Your outside corners, you're going to want those guys to have deep out zone KO. Not necessarily as much for knockouts as for the improved reactions. And that's going to kind of get your players in better position and possibly get knockouts, hopefully get picks. Your slot corners, you're going to want either mid zone or flat zone KO. That's really preference. I personally have flat zone KO on my slot corners, but like I said, it's up to you. And then your safeties, you're going to want deep end zone KO. Same as the outside corners. You're not really doing that for the actual knockouts as much as you are for the improved reactions. A few things before we actually call our plays. You're going to want to turn auto flip off on defense. You're also going to want to put your safety width on pinch and your safety depth on close. For your zone drops, we're going to leave those all at default. You can put your hooks on 5. I personally just leave it on default, but that's totally up to you. And then the first formation we're going to go over is this dime 3-2. And the play is going to be strong safety zone blitz. So this is what the play looks like stock. The first thing I want to talk about is this kind of pro tip. If I slant my D-line to the right and I look at this blitz angle on this linebacker right here, if it's a pass, he's going to have this kind of loop blitz angle where he comes to this other side and you know, kind of crosses the center's face. But let me show you really quickly. If it's a run, his blitz angle is actually going to be different. If we look at this, if I now slant to the right, his blitz angle is now at the same side A gap. So that automatically 100% tells me that this is either a run or an RPO. So now I can even run commit at this point because I know what's coming. And if I run commit, obviously they're not gonna gain any yards. And then, you know, on the other hand, if I know for sure that this play is going to be a pass, then I can pass commit and get a lot better pass rush. So the first thing we're always going to do is slant our D-line to the right. From there, I like to shade down, put both of our safeties in inside quarters, and this sets up a really good switch stick defense. So I'll kind of switch to the slot corner, switch back, and kind of just switch around to the routes that I see. Something else that you can kind of do in this play, especially because I know it's a pass, so I can pass commit, is I can actually zone out this linebacker into whatever I want. So if I'm getting killed over the middle of the field, then I'll probably just put him in like a hook curl. If I need help on the sideline, I can put him in a curl flat and then switch to him like this. And that kind of puts me in a better spot, dropping 8 into coverage. And I'll still be able to get some sort of pass rush because I'm able to pass commit because I know what he's running. Like I said, this is really going to be our base defense. This is what we're going to run to start every game for the most part, and kind of just feel our opponent out with this, and kind of make them beat this to beat us. The next play and formation we're going to go over is mid blitz out of 3-3 double mug. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows that it's super annoying. Everybody hates to play against mid blitz. So that's what we're going to play. We're going to use that to our advantage. We're going to set this up just a little differently than you've probably seen before. So what we're going to do is we're going to shift our D line to the right. We're going to move this linebacker here to the right shoulder of the center. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pull up our stunt menu and hold down so we can run forward. It's not going to let me do it in practice, but that's what we'll do in game. And then we're going to D-pad switch to that right side defensive end and play coverage with him. So let's do this again. Maybe we can actually get this off. So we've got our linebacker shaded. We come here and let's go to replay and see if we're getting that defensive end to come free. So as you can see, this right side defensive end is coming absolutely free. You know, he gets the ball off here, but typically if they don't block their running back, you're going to get instant pressure. So this is really like it's a high risk, high reward defense. Really, we're playing for them to make a mistake in this, which, you know, in Madden 26, getting stops is so hard that this is probably worth it to do, you know, to just kind of make them make a mistake, and make them beat you is kind of the way you have to play. But you see, we're getting that defensive end to come free every time. I wouldn't sit in this all the time. Especially against good players. Good players are going to beat this. But against mediocre to bad players, this is the most annoying defense to come up against. And you're going to win a ton of games just because they're not going to be able to block this. What I will say is if you run this blitz to like a tight end side or a trip side, he's probably going to get bumped. And it's going to come in a lot slower. I'll show you that here. If I just run it the opposite way, if they will snap the ball. But you see he kind of gets bumped there. So you're always really going to want to run this to like the non tight end side, the non trip side. You know, if the tight end is on the trip side, you just want to run it away from the tight end, basically. You may need to kind of adjust your coverage some more out of this. You can really create any kind of look you want with this and be successful. Like you can see here, we got kind of a cover 4 look going with no vertical on the, or no hooks on the left side, but you see, it just kind of having the zones out there just will stress your opponent out, and make them second guess. So you really you got to play the chess match and just throw curveballs where you can, and just try to not be predictable. I would not sit in regular, you know, shaded down man or shaded outside or inside man for a whole game. Unless they're really just not very good. That's probably not going to work out well for you. Kind of another setup for mid blitz. If we get under center, anytime anyone goes under center, I call this play. So what we're going to do, we're going to set it up differently. We're going to pinch our D line, and then we're going to QB contain. Whoever is manned up on either the fullback, or if it's single back, if whoever's manned up on the running back, we're going to bring them down to the center and blitz them. And you'll see we should get somebody coming in free every single time. It's not always the same person, but it is very, very consistent that someone is going to come in unblocked. You see Diggs comes in right there, and then Jalen Carter cleans it up. But you'll see it's legit every single time that they do this, someone is going to tackle him in the backfield. So a lot of not good players you'll see come out in single back or in I form and try to run the ball or you know, go play action and roll out or that kind of thing. And this just stops that, especially since we have that QB contain. They're not going to really be able to get out of the pocket. And like I said, on any kind of run play, we're just shooting into the backfield every single time. The next formation we're going over is the 4-2-5 over G. This one's a lot more unique. Not very many people run this formation online. So, you know, the looks you can give people are just a little different, and it makes it tougher on your opponent to kind of recognize and stop or beat. So what we're going to do, first thing we're going to do is flick our D-pad or our right stick to the left once. That's going to give us the slot cornerback package. This is really just so we have the regular adjustments. If you don't do that, your adjustments are just going to be weird. And then from here, you'll just make the substitutions that you need. So I'm going to put Trayvon Diggs there, and then I'm going to put Herb Adderley here. And then the first play we're going to come out in is cover 4 quarters. Before we call our play, we need to hold down the button and then choose the Texas 4-man stunt. So the only thing we're really going to do here is shade down. This is very similar to the dime 3-2, except we have an extra rusher, which means we have one less guy in coverage. And if, you know, truly you're going to get better sheds from this, because number one, the guys that you have rushing are actual defensive linemen, and two, you're running that Texas 4-man stunt, which kind of just can just come in sometimes. So like I said, the only thing we're going to do to set this play up is shade down, and then we can optionally spread our defensive line. Sometimes that helps the stunt come in. The only problem with that is we're a little more susceptible to inside run plays. But let's see how quickly we kind of come in here. And you can see that Zadarius Smith, that left side defensive end, was coming in screaming. So let's try and make them hold on to the ball so we can see how quickly we're coming in. So you see we put pressure on him instantly, and that's just going to make your opponent uncomfortable and make them make a decision quicker than they want to, which, you know, hopefully means that they will throw into coverage. That's the goal. You can see though, we're just kind of putting a bunch of pressure in Josh Allen's face here. So like I said, you'll want to kind of run this with that Texas 4-man stunt. The other play that we're going to have for this 4-2-5 over G is this SS Blitz 3. You can see it's actually the slot corner blitzing. But what we're going to do is, in terms of, oh, it snapped the ball. In terms of the blitz, after this play, I will show you. In terms of the blitz, we're going to show blitz our entire defense. We're going to shift our defensive line to the right, and then we're going to contain. And then with our user, this right side defense, or this right side linebacker, we're going to move him over the tackle. And on the snap, we're going to kind of run forward and just run back into coverage. And let me show you this in the instant replay. So you see, when we run towards this tackle, he kind of looks at us for a half a second. You can see he's kind of looking at our user right here. Then he gets back to that defensive end. And now you can see our slot corner is coming in absolutely free. This goes back to not blitzing on the tight end side though, because he kind of gets bumped. So let's flip this actually. This is going to give us a much better look in terms of our blitz. And you see that that slot corner is still kind of coming free. Let's go again and do this. And when we come down, you see nobody is blocking that slot corner, and we're going to get, you know, an instant sack. And like I said before, this is really just trying to speed up our opponent and make them kind of think before they make a decision. Something else we can do with this is we can zone out this left side defensive end. And even the tackle we can zone out, and we're still getting that instant pressure from that slot corner. The last play we're going to have is this cover 4 quarters from 4-3, even 6-1. It's going to have the same coaching adjustments as the other plays we've ran. In terms of pre-snap adjustments, what we're going to do is we're going to slant our D-line left, shift our D-line left, and then blitz that square linebacker on the left side. And then I like to play down. And you'll see that outside linebacker on the left is going to come screaming in untouched. Now, if they block a running back, that's going to kind of stop this. But then you put yourself at a coverage advantage because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in coverage with only 4 receivers. So you kind of help yourself out. But you'll see that this is just a really consistent edge pressure by that outside linebacker. The final thing we're going to do with this, I'm going to show you some shotgun run defense. It's still cover 4 quarters from 4-3, even 6-1. But what we're going to do is we're going to show blitz with our defense and then pinch our defensive line. And you'll see here, we're going to get easy run shoots on inside zones, on halfback bases, on really any kind of shotgun run. We're going to have an answer with this run shoot. So this is super helpful for when you're online and somebody's just gashing you with inside zone over and over. Plus, it's the same. It's roughly the same look as your blitz. So they don't necessarily know what's coming either. So that helps a ton. Like I said before, I know defense has been super hard in Madden 26. Trust me, it's been hard for me too. It's taken a lot of hours, a lot of time to kind of start getting comfortable and practicing switch stick and that kind of stuff. So I understand, but hopefully this defense is going to help you to get more stops and win more games in Madden 26. Like I said, there's that Google Doc in the description down below. That will definitely help. It's got all the written setups, all the abilities you want, all of the tips. It's got everything you're going to need in order to be successful with this defense. If you have questions, please let me know. You can DM me on my TikTok. You can leave a comment under the video. Anything, any way that you can kind of reach out. Make sure you do that. And that's all I got. It's been your boy. I'm out. See y'all.